Welcome to the NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. Our third and final game of the day from the Durham Regional is an elimination game, and the host, the Duke Blue Devils, taking on the Sun Belt champion Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, who just about 30 minutes ago won in walk-off fashion to extend their season. Georgia won the first game of the day. The Bulldogs are into the regional final tomorrow at 2:30, where they will play either Coastal. Malau Ulu with a chopper to second. Roos flips to first, one away.
Yeah, and early in that ball game,
there mentally was the biggest thing in this offseason. She belts it straight away center field, and Amina Vega goes yard to give Duke an early lead.
well, we knew it was going to be hard to keep Amina Vega off the base path for long. This isn't off speed, that's just center cut. And when you miss down the middle to the All-American, she's gonna make you pay. She does that there. 235 feet, hand in the air. And for Duke, that is a great sign for your regional potential. Always been consistent for this team. She's always been in the heart of the order. And so it's nothing new. And now you have data from all 4 years to inform you on how to pitch to her.
She drills it, but right to the shortstop in Normandin for the second out of the inning. And Coastal Carolina with both teams' season on the line. Kyrie Rodriguez lifts it high in the air right field. Livy Payne camps out underneath it, and that ends the inning, but not before lineup that has gone to a regional. Here comes the 1-2. Pippen cannot hold the swing. She strikes out. Good start to the day for Cassidy Curd.
That's a pitch you got to frame up a little bit. I mean, not a choice that the umpire can make, especially when the catcher yanks it. Doesn't make a difference, though.
Cassidy Curd with 2 strikeouts to open up this first inning.
Difficult to do, especially against 70 miles per hour.
This is the 0-2. Swing and a miss from Hood. Cassidy Curd strikes out the side, bumping that average all the way up to 340. Chops it over to second. This is Roos flipping it over to first.
It's a great job by the gets her swing off on a pitch that she's hunting. It's really impressive in such a young player.
Right back up the middle, ricochets off Henderson, and Normandin's there to make the play. We call that a 1-6-3 single out.
On the outside edge, so she has to attack that. She has to defend that and the hard end. Really tough to do.
Burgess loops it in the air, center field, and Hudgens there to make the grab. A nice bounce back 1-2-3 inning in the first inning in a quick 3-up, 3-down inning. Kirsten Roos bloops it into right field, and a diving play by Aaliyah Terrell. Points to her pitcher, says, "I got you." One quick out. You and I believe that they had a resume to get an at-large, but they did not leave it to the committee. They went out and took care of business in the Sun Belt tournament. As Maddie Jennings whiffs through that pitch, and it's already 4 strikeouts for Cassidy Curd.
Yeah, and the Chanticleer.
Pitch number 10 of the at-bat. And Metzger laces it deep to center field. Her second home run of the day has tied this game at 1. A walk-off grand slam in an elimination game against Howard earlier today. She homers against Duke, and this game is all knotted up at 1.
Do not forget this name. McKenna Metzger, the freshman, swings it like a veteran All-American. 10 pitches in the AB, gets the one she wants in the end. Elevated pitch up in the zone, finds her timing, gets her barrel out, and it's a big boom.
The Costco guys? You
What?
never heard of them?
No.
Oh, I live on TikTok too much, apparently.
Oh, the boom. I was talking about the wig.
Normandin pops out to second. And that ends the bottom of the second after Coastal Carolina ties it up. Here on the softball side, day 2 of the Durham Regional, 1-1 between Duke and Coastal Carolina. Aaliyah Terrell lays down a bunt and a fantastic play from Delaney Keith, the third baseman, to make the throw over.
Baseman Roos, nice job.
First pitch swinging, Deanna Jennings flares one into center field for a base hit, and the speed allows her to take second, even on the slightest bobble in center field by Hudgens.
Yeah, and that's what speed will do to you. It'll put pressure. Gets to that. When we get to that 9 hole, watching this team, she is a leadoff.
Ripped into left field. Malau Ulu thought about taking second. Now she's caught in a rundown, and she's going to get second because Hood had to peek over to third where Jennings was, and Duke's got 2 in scoring position.
With that off speed over the middle of the plate, gotta be cautious with anything though.
Amina Vega skies it into left field, foul territory. It's caught by Pippin. The throw home, not in time to get the runner tagging. Now Malau Ulu comes home, and she gets in underneath the tag. Duke scores 2 to make it a 3-1 lead.
And again, it's the aggressive base running. Deanna Jennings with the wheels, sac fly. The throw takes Maddie Jennings up the line. It not only gets by Jennings as she goes to make the play, but it gets by as well. And Abby Henderson gives it up to her catcher, but it's the diving headfirst slide. Like there we saw, it's hard to make that play as the catcher.
Anna Gold with a laser right back to the pitcher, and Henderson to record the third out. But Duke, with some aggressive base running, scores 2 in the inning to take a 3-1 lead.
The moment we brought up the Anna Golden ticket, beaming with joy and really excited to watch her play.
Libby Payne grounds out to third. Malau Ulu, the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, makes the play, and there's one quick out lineup. Popped up, shallow, left side, Anna Gold, the shortstop, calls off the left fielder Burgess for the second out. Tonight, the All-ACC team will have all the high
things. How is Cassidy Curd going to adjust the second time through? That will have a huge impact late in this game.
4-pitch walk. That is quite the difference from the first time Curd faced Pippin when she struck her out.
I'd like to see Kyrie Rodriguez set up middle, knowing Cassie Curd is missing, and try to frame up those pitches. She might get a call.
Delaney Keith powers it to right field, and she has just tied this game with Duke. Delaney Keith's 20th home run of the season makes it a 3-3 game.
Cannot keep her quiet for long. Adjust, 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 pitch to pitch. That's what Delaney Keith does. Gets the foot down, turns the barrel, and then lets the bat speed do what it has done all year. The exit velo in the upper 70s. That ball traveled very, very far. We are tied in Durham.
Oh, did she do it again? Georgia Hood's third home run of the regional puts Coastal Carolina in front. Delaney Keith and Georgia Hood go back to back, and just like that, the Chanticleers are in front of Duke in an elimination game in the regional.
And the biggest question mark was, how is this offense going to adjust the second time through? I'd say they found their timing. Keith, so excited. Let me get back out onto the field. Georgia Hood, her third bomb of the regional. This one, the big...
Kirsten Roos rips it down the left field line, and it's fair. She's thinking 2. It's a stand-up double, the third straight extra base hit for Coastal Carolina. All three of the runs in this inning have been scored with 2 outs. In fact, the one run that came in the second inning also was scored with 2 outs. Maddie Jennings, deep center field, 3 home runs in the last 4 at-bats for Coastal Carolina.
And Coastal brings the boom again. Middle, down in the zone. Maddie Jennings drops the barrel and does not miss that one. A missile out to center. And the Chanticleers are feeling it right now.
Metzger rolls one fair down the third base side. Metzger digging for 2. It is 5 straight extra base hits for Coastal Carolina. This is unreal. Is the 9th hitter of this inning for Coastal Carolina. Chops it to short. Anna Gold flings it across the diamond and finally brings to an end this inning.
For this Duke team, can they channel that? Can they be process-oriented pitch to pitch?
Hard chopper to short, takes a weird hop off the glove of Normandin, and Kyrie Rodriguez is on base. Not the flashiest way, Rain, but
she can do a ton of damage with, so good take.
She squares to bunt, lays it down the first base side. Georgia Hood flips it over to second for the out. In the game right now, you can continue to have her sit a little bit longer and give her more rest.
Yeah, absolutely. They're in the driver's seat right now. And especially if they can get out of this inning with a little damage, as Amaya Burgess draws the walk there, and Henderson.
After giving up 5 last half inning.
Yeah, and if they can score and then get a shutdown inning, they'll be in a good position.
Jada Baker ropes one into center field. Windmill is on. Cutoff throw is held on to, and Mike scores to make it 6-4. Right on cue, Duke gets a run.
Yeah, and it's Jada Baker this time. Base hit up the middle, gets her foot down, times it up, and was really surprised that Coastal did not let this one through. I think Gabriella Mike knew the jump that she had, didn't think that she'd be safe. I think if that throw goes through, I think she's out. But for Coastal...
Bouncer right back up the middle and through to center field. Duke scores a run. Amaya Burgess is in to cut the deficit to 1. And what a...
It's a good sign if you're Duke. Aaliyah Terrell has had a few really nice at-bats in this regional. This one, the biggest. Chop slap up the middle. Amaya Burgess turns the corner at third and scores. Jada Baker almost gets caught up. I think...
Been very aggressive base running in this inning, and that's why wouldn't they be?
And even early in this ballgame, very aggressive.
Jennings walks, bases loaded for the top of the order for Duke.
On deck.
3-2, bases loaded. Malau Ulu clubs one into left center field. Long run for Hudgens, she can't get there. Jada Baker scores to tie it. Here comes Terrell. Jennings scores. It is a bases clearing double to put Duke in front. A run third inning for Coastal Carolina, answered by a 5-run fourth for Duke.
The senior says, I don't want my season done yet. Hudgens with a diving extension, Baker scores, Terrell scores, and Jennings almost catches her teammate. Malau, the senior, this is exactly where you want to be if you're Duke.
Check swing, a roller to third, Keith on to first, runner takes off, it's a double play. From Keith to Hood to Normandin, a double.
I think the momentum shifts into the Chanticleers dugout. On the other side of things, if Danny Drugmuller can come out into the circle and produce a shutdown inning for her team, I think the momentum goes towards the Blue Devils.
Well, she gets a swing and a miss from Livy Payne to start this inning with a strikeout. Clara Hudgens squares around a bunt, but pops it straight up to the third baseman, and Tessa Malau-Ulu with the snag.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you...
She threw against Georgia earlier today, so 8 innings thrown over the course of the day today. That's flared into shallow left field. Anna Gold there to grab it, and that ends a 1-2-3. Another 3-2 from Bacone. Gold bounces it right back to her. There's an underhand toss from Bacone, and there's one down in the 5th.
Knew what she had in Kyrie Rodriguez, and for her to battle from that adversity with that knee injury to be where she is now is huge.
Earns a 5-pitch walk. That is the 3rd walk in the last 2 innings that Coastal Carolina pitchers have given up after.
Towards the outside edge.
Mathis right back to the pitcher again. Pacone gets one at second. There will not be a throw over to first, but Coastal Carolina does get the lead runner.
A nice job by Pacone to fill her position, but
beat Georgia twice tomorrow to win the regional and advance to a super regional. Burgess with a bouncing ball to short. Normandin on to first, and that ends the top of the 5th inning as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Coastal. 3-2 from Drugmuller. It's in the dirt, and there's the free pass you're talking about. Delaney Keith with a leadoff walk.
Out, give her some junk, but you don't want to give more free passes for an RBI threat that is Roos.
Hood rolls it to short. Anna Gold makes the play. Delaney Keith advances another base. She's 60 feet away, all the way down to McKenna Metzger in the 6th hole. Chopper to third. Malau-Ulu checks the runner at third. The throw got away from Baker. The run scores, makes it a 1-run game, and Roos is in there safely to second. A complete disaster for Duke.
Till the ball got to Jada Baker at first base. Malau-Ulu gets it on the short hop. No errors on the air. As she moves her feet, checks the runner Keith, and then it's just hand-eye coordination failing Jada Baker there. Allows Keith to score. Kirsten Roos with the wheels takes advantage of the extra 60 feet to second base. Now, tying run on second, only coordination fails you. So for young athletes out there, just know at the highest level, those things can happen to anyone.
Jennings on a line to second. The flip back to the bag is in time. Wow!
One back on the Duke defensive miscue. But there, it's the defense for Duke that gets them out of the inning. A line shot, but it's Amina Vega toss to Anna Gold. Duke picks us the bats. Characteristic errors.
Rolled to second base. Roos, one away.
But I think under this umbrella is these women are companion. And so this is a game that means everything to these women.
Chopped right back to the pitcher by Terrell. Pacone takes care of it, 2 away.
Before it does so, I mean, that was tight. I think Pacone wanted it.
High bouncing ball. Keith zips it to first, and they get Jennings. Puts one into right field, blooping down, and it's there for a base hit. 4 straight at-bats, resulting in a hit from a... Normandin chops it back to the pitcher. Drugmuller on to second. They turn the double play.
Doesn't miss by much.
Payne wraps one through the hole on the left side. Another 2-out hit, the 7th today for Coastal Carolina.
It's there, called a ball, said she didn't go, could have been a strike, now 3-1. And base on balls, which passes the bat to the top of this lineup.
Another 2-2. Pippen lofts it over to short. Gold's got it. The tying run stranded in scoring position and we go to the 7th inning in Durham.
Well, this is hashtag mayhem on display tonight.
Roller over to second. Roos waits back on it. 1 down. Sharply hit to short. Normandin on to first. 2 outs.
And for Duke, obviously,
2 strike pitches. This is another 2-2. Gold with a chopper to third. Keith zips it across the diamond. 1, 2, 3 goes the top of the order for Duke and the big bats of Coastal Carolina.
Annie Drugmuller calls her own pitch.
Bouncer through the hole on the right side. Delaney Keith, the leadoff batter, is on base, and the tying run is on first.
Two-hit home run. You got to deal with McKenna Metzger, who's honestly maybe even been hotter than Georgia Hood.
Three home runs in the regional for Georgia Hood.
Less than 2 outs, and the power bats of Jennings and Metzger right behind her, so I'd expect a bunt here.
She's gonna swing away. Tessa Malau-Ulu carries it over to third, and Duke gets the lead runner. Jennings lofts it in the air, left side foul territory. It's caught.
Have not gone her way, and the softball gods always like to even it out.
Metzger up the middle, fielded by the second baseman Vega. The throw home is wild. It's away from Rodriguez. Coastal Carolina's tied it at 8.
Either hear the defense or for the defense not to communicate that there was a runner coming home. We'll get a look here. Amina Vega, great job to get rid of it. Gold, foot on the bag. She's safe, but it's here. She doesn't look for the next play. As our crew takes a look here and then yanks the throw home, and Coastal ties things up. And for Duke, you gotta challenge this, because if you get that out, ball game over. You head to Championship Sunday, but.
Ruling on the field is upheld. Coastal Carolina has tied it in the bottom of the 7th at 8. The 1-1. Goodwin, ground ball, second base. Vega on to first, and that ends the inning. Tied at 8. We are going extra innings from the Durham Regional.
And this is where you have to be patient if you're Rodriguez. Get your pitch.
She does, serves one into right field, and it falls in front of Montoya, the right fielder. Duke's got the leadoff batter on base in the Mathis crushes it right center field in the gap, and it one-hops the wall. Rodriguez into third, Mathis slides into second, and you called it, one of the best doubles hitters for Duke. Into right field, plenty deep, it's over the head of Montoya. Rodriguez and Thomas come in to score. It's Amaya Burgess with a go-ahead 2-run double in extra innings.
And another clutch hit for the sophomore. Takes the first pitch, but does not miss the second one. Knew it right away. I think she might have thought this ball was going out of the ballpark, but a line drive out into right center. Brooklyn Thomas scores. Kyrie Rodriguez scores. Duke up 10-8, doing what you do best.
High chopper over to short. Normandin on to first. She beat out the throw. Jada Baker runs it out, and there's runners on the corners now for Duke, still with nobody out.
And it's a great job. Backdoor curveball, not a pitch you can do a ton of damage with, but it's a pitch you can battle. Gets the high chopper, uses the wheels, and finds a way on base. Bree Normandin does all she can to make this play close. I think what you think about doing.
Terrell lays down the bunt, the flip home is over the top of the glove of Jennings. Duke scores 2 more. It is a 12-8 lead in the top of the 8th with
Aaliyah Terrell is somewhat of an unsung hero for this Duke ball club so far this week in a perfect squeeze bunt. Delaney Keith threw it, but I don't know if there's anything you can do there. You're so close, you gotta have a lot of touch. It has to be a perfect toss. It wasn't that, it gets by Jennings, and you can see the junior. Smiles on the faces of the Duke Blue Devils.
Terrell is in scoring position with nobody out. Jennings, slow bouncer right in front of the plate. The throw to first cannot be scooped up by Hood. Duke has another base runner.
Deanna Jennings is gonna take second, or attempt to. But this one, a swinging bunt right in front of Maddie Jennings. Georgia Hood does all she can to make this play close, but unable to pick it on the short hop. And that's what speed does.
The 1-1. Malau Ulu pulls back the bunt attempt, but it's a strike. And Jennings takes off for second. 2 more base runners still on base. Malau Ulu, short hop picked by Normandin, and there's the first out of the inning.
That's a great play by Bree Normandin at short. The sophomore of effort onto the field.
That's inside to Vega. She earns the walk, and bases are loaded again for Duke with only 1 out.
The goal will punish the softball.
On a gold line drive into center field, Duke adds a 5th run in the inning to take a 13-8 lead.
Oh for 4 in the night, but 1 for 1 in extras. And watch this softball knuckle off the bat of Anna Gold. Watch Deanna Jennings. Had to avoid the shot there. Unable to score on a ball like that. Now 3-0, the count to Kyrie Rodriguez has to fill up the zone.
It doesn't, and they walk in a run. Duke's 6th run of the 8th inning.
Yeah, and in the score, if it's
Mathis bounces one up the middle. Normandin flips to second. They get 1 out. Duke will trade that for another insurance run, their 7th of this 8th inning. That was entering the regional.
Was entering the regional, so 240 plus for the senior, and I think she just ran out of gas. And credit this Duke offense, though, for making adjustments as they score another there.
That's Anna Gold who comes in to score after the ball gets past Maddie Jennings. Georgia, she threw today against Howard earlier today, and then she threw again tonight. The bouncer right back to the pitcher, and Metzger, who tosses over to first, and the marathon inning comes to an end where Duke scores 8 runs. Top seed Duke on the ropes, sending this game to extra innings before the Blue Devils erupted for 8 runs in the top of this inning. Flared to second, Vega flips to first, there is 1 down. High chopper over to first, Baker gathers, steps on the bag. Duke is 1 out away from a regional final appearance.
Seniors, they have certainly left their mark.
Libby Pippin, ground ball, shortstop on a Gold onto first, and that does it. An 8-run eruption in the top of the 8th for Duke, and the Blue Devils win it 6-8 and earn a rematch with Georgia tomorrow in the regional final.
A big win for Duke. I mean, a swing away, a wild pitch away from their season being over. They trailed in this game and they fought back. Marissa Young told us ahead of this regional, we have seen hard, we have been resilient. When we face adversity here this weekend, we will be ready. And they were ready for the adversity tonight. And for Coastal, what a year. 42 wins, a program record in home runs, battled till the final pitch. Hats off to those seniors whose careers have just been capped off.
A 16-8 win for the Duke Blue Devils over Coastal Carolina thanks to 8 runs in the top of the 8th. Sends the Blue Devils